Hi everyone, Janie here, and today I'm making 4 more cards using the same Hunkydory Santa Paws luxury card collection kit that I used last week to make the rocker cards, and this week I'm making frame cards. And I would tell you everything that came in this kit, but the fact is this kit is no longer available. But I will have links below to where you can find other Hunkydory kits if this is something that you would like to try. So as I said, I'm making the frame cards that you see here, and the kit comes with the luxury foil topper frames and the coordinating decoupage sheets and the coordinating box bases. And to put the layers together, I'm going to be using Thermoweb Zots 3D adhesive dots, and they are permanent and very sticky, and I love using them because they're clear, unlike foam tape, so they aren't really obvious between the layers. And also, you can stretch them if you need to. Folding the box part of the frame is really easy because, as you can see, it's scored. So I'm just going to turn it white side up instead of right side up. And I'm just folding in on the inner score lines and folding them all inward to create a box. But there is also outer score lines, and so now I'm going to fold those the opposite direction because that is what the frame is going to attach to. So the folds are really easy. The score lines are there. This cardboard, I say cardboard, it's not cardstock. It's a lot thicker than any cardstock I've ever used, and it has a nice glossy finish to it, and so it's really sturdy. And so I'm just getting these all folded like so, okay? And that way, when they fold together like that, it will create the box frame. And you know what? Hold on one second. I'm going to bring in my craft mat here. That way you could see this easier instead of, white on white. So I'm sorry about that. But with all those folded, this is how it comes together. And no, there's nothing there that attaches them. That's what's going to happen when you put the frame on. And then also, the directions say to decide on whether or not you're going to use the hanger piece or that you're going to use the easel piece, which also has this other piece that pops out here to hold everything in place, like so. But what I'm doing, because I don't know how the recipients are going to want to use it, so I'm just making sure that all of those pieces are loose so that I don't glue the inner piece to those, making them non-usable. So this piece is ready, and now I'm going to start on the decoupage. Okay, this is really easy. This is the part that's going to be going on the inside of that card base. So I'm just going to pop out all of the little pieces, and there are some that are just a little bit stuck here. There we go. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be doing the decoupage on top of, and that is what's going to, let me grab it, that's what's going to be fitting inside the box frame. And then of course we need the frame, so I'm going to pop that out. And of course there's other things on here. Like I said, there's tags, there's the little buttons here, and the center part right here isn't something that we're going to be using on this card, but I showed you the boxes that the cards go in, and this would be really cute for decorating. So let me just get all that. I was trying to remove the frame and this all at the same time. It's better if you just remove each piece separately. So this, along with some paper, would look really pretty on the front of the box if you're not mailing it and you're just going to be handing it to the person. Or you can just use this for another card altogether. But this is the frame that we're going to need. So we've got those 2 pieces punched out. And next we're going to need to pop out all of the pieces that are going to be decoupaged on top of this. And many of you may be thinking decoupage is something that you do with Mod Podge. But decoupage is also the process of layering these pieces on top of each other. And you can do that with foam dots, adhesive foam tape, or you can just glue them on top of each other. and that gives it less dimension, but it still looks really nice. So I can sit here and fuss with this all day long, and I'm not going to. I have a lot of pieces on here to pop out, and I just want to make sure that I don't tear anything. So I wanted to show you some though, so give me a second here. Let's see if I can get these pieces out right here. Okay, so I've got those out, and there are more pieces. There are a lot of pieces. That one popped out really easy, so I'll pop out some of the easier ones and just show you that there is just so many pieces in here that layer. And I know that this kit is not available, and so I'm really not teaching you guys how to do this, or how to do this kit, but I am showing you in case you get other kits and you want to know how to, how to use them, then you can see that. And otherwise, you're just watching me make cards, which is which is perfectly okay, because sometimes you just want the inspiration. And of course, I will have links below in the description box where you can find other Hunkydory kits like this. So even though you can't get this one, you can get something similar. Okay, I'm going to finish this off camera. I've got a few more things to do here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got all the pieces out, and I'm just going to show you how they're going to be layered on. I am going to try to do it on camera using these clear 3D dots. They're really great. I'll show you in a minute, hopefully, but they're kind of rubbery, and so you actually can stretch them and cut them. But I just wanted to give you a quick, idea on how this works. So we have the back layer, then this will be layered on top of that, and then this next one will be layered on top of that. And it's really self-explanatory. When you look at this, you're going to know exactly how they go together if, you end up getting a kit like this. But everything just keeps layering. And like I said, you could do it with just glue and just glue it on so that it's a little bit dimensional, but not, a lot dimensional. And I need to straighten things up here. But anyways, those aren't the paws that go there. Okay. Anyways, I just wanted you to see that, you can layer it that way, or you can use the dots to do it with, but just to show you how everything layers on here. Okay. So I will be back, and either I'll be back when this is done, or I will be back showing you how I'm layering them with the dots. We'll just see how it goes. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay, real quick, I wanted to show you that these are extremely sticky and stretchy. You can see them sticking to my fingers, and they stretch. And if you needed them smaller, you can cut them. So I love these. These are like amazing. And so I'm just going to be adding them to the back and trying to not do what I just did, which is fine. I'm going to cut that off. So I guess you'll get to see that they are cuttable. Luckily, what it got stuck on was a piece that did not belong there. So there we go. Okay. I don't need that piece now. But anyways, I just wanted you to see what I'm doing, and that I am just sticking them on here. You don't need to completely cover it. So I'm probably putting more on here than I need to, but I guess I just really wanted you to see these dots. They're absolutely amazing. So I'm going to cut one right now and put that right down here like so. And I am going to continue doing all of this, and I'll be back. Now for these last two paws, I'm actually not going to be using the 3D dots. I am just going to be gluing them on just because that's my opinion. That's what I want to do. But of course, you know, you can always use the foam dots or the 3D dots on, you know, every single layer. But I just felt that that was going to be a little bit much. So I've decided to do this, and it's still a layer and it still adds dimension. But it's just not going to be popped up like the other ones are. So I'm just going to glue this right on and make sure that I have everything in place, because since it is glue, it can move. Okay, and there it is with all of the layers. And honestly, you have to see this in person to see how amazing that looks and how dimensional this is. It is just fabulous. Okay, now it's time to glue this into the back of the frame box. And like I said, I've got all of these pieces pushed out, and I'm also not going to be putting glue near them. So, well, it will be near them, but not over them, I guess is what I mean. So I am just putting the glue around the edges, and I will also be putting it in some of the other places. So you'll see, like right in here, there's nothing for it to get stuck on, and right over there. So I have avoided the easel area and the hanger area. And now, making sure that this is all going the right direction. So obviously the hanger and the easel are in the correct position. This is facing the right way. And I am just going to put this right in there, making sure that everything is straight. It's not covering any of the score lines, because you're still going to need to be able to move all of this in. So be sure that you're not covering any score lines or getting glue where you don't want it. So I'm just kind of going around all of these areas, pushing it down. And there, we have that part done. So the only thing left to do is to glue the frame on the front of the box. Now this part may be a little difficult for me to do on camera. I will attempt it, but these edges and those edges are going to match up. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over so you can see it from the back. So it's going to match up like that. Okay, you can actually get it closer to the edge than what you're seeing me do right here. Okay, and you have to do that on all four edges. I like to do one side and then the opposite side, and then the same thing, one side and then the opposite side. And I'm using my Beacon 3-in-1. It gives me wiggle room, but it also holds really quickly. So wish me luck doing this on camera. Okay, I've got all four of them done, and I absolutely love them. And I can tell by looking at the screen right now that the dimension is just not showing up as good on camera, but it is absolutely amazing. I love these. So even though I say they're done, they're not really, because on these sheets you also get the little buttons that say Merry Christmas or Just for You, Sending Warm Wishes. And those little buttons can be added right here, you know, on the front, wherever you want, you know. So there are those options. There's also tags, and tags are great to put on the back if you wanted to put to and from. You know, you can just stick a little tag back there. In fact, hold on, let me see if I can pop this out really quick. Okay, there we go. Okay. And so, you know, you could put a tag on the back with to and from, or there is enough space if you wanted to put a piece of cardstock with a stamped sentiment on it and sign your name. So there are possibilities. And then of course there's the easel if you wanted to stand it up, or that if you wanted to hang it. But I'm just totally thrilled with these. But that's not all. Let me show you something else. They come with boxes, and this is a stack of them right here that you can put together. And I have not put them together yet, but I kind of put one together without gluing it together just so you could see it. You can decorate it, or you can use it for mailing, in which case, you know, you wouldn't want to decorate it. You'd put to and from on the front of it. I have not decorated it because when I do decorate it, I want to do it before I put the box together. But I just wanted to show you that this kit that I did came with these boxes to put those cards in. So I thought that was really awesome. But anyways, that is it for today, and I am going to have pictures right here on the screen as my video is ending so you can see close-ups of these. So as I said in my previous video where I used this same card kit, I'm hesitant to do a video using a card kit because I'm not really teaching you anything. I'm not teaching you any card folds or techniques, but here I am doing it again. I think what I am doing is introducing you to the Hunkydory card kits because they are a wonderful way to make cards if you don't have a lot of card making supplies. And I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but I will have affiliate links below to where you can find some of these kits on Amazon. And they are not the same as the one that I'm using, but I am linking you to the search page that has the kits with the cats and dogs. And I think I might add a link to another search page where you can find these kits with other images. Thank you all so much for stopping by, and happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.